This is the Chet Curtis Report.
There are lots of ways to divide people into groups, rich and poor, young and old, liberal, conservative, the list goes on. Here's another way. Those who have read the Da Vinci Code and those who have not. The historical and religious thriller has become one of the most popular books of all time. And if you're one of the millions who love the Da Vinci Code, you might love The Secret Supper. It's a novel that explores the mysteries of Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, The Last Supper. It is already a bestseller in Europe. It's just been published in the United States. Will be on the New York Times bestseller list at number 6 next week. The book's author is Javier Sierra, and he joins me tonight. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you. What first drew you to the contradictions and the enigmas of Da Vinci's masterpiece?
Well, it was when I first visited the Last Supper in Milan, in his original place, the convent of Santa Maria delle Grazie, downtown Milan, when I realized that there were some things that not match very well with the orthodoxy or with the idea we have of the Last Supper. For example, it's the first time in the history of painting that we can see a full reproduction of the Last Supper with the disciples without halos. Even Jesus not wear the halo. So Leonardo.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be unusual for the disciples not to have halos, would it?
Yeah, but no, it's the first time it happened in this painting, and it means that Leonardo da Vinci decided to portray them as ordinary men, not as saints. And this is quite strange, but it's even more strange that Jesus is not holding the Eucharistic bread in the hand. All the Last Suppers painted before Leonardo da Vinci recreated that moment in which Jesus is instituting the Eucharist.
And Da Vinci put himself into the painting.
Yeah, really. It's on the right side of the table, is the second from the right, is a man with beard and with his back to Jesus. Let me show you.
It's up on the screen right now.
Oh, great. It's very intriguing because Leonardo decided to portray himself in the supper, paying more attention to disciple Simon, who is just on the corner, more than to Jesus. And it's shocking when you discover that the real portrait of disciple Simon was taken from a marble statue worshipped in Florence in that time that belongs to Plato, the philosopher. So Leonardo, in a way, was painted paying more attention to the philosopher, to the philosophy, than to the founder of Christianism.
Now, your book is a fictional story,
yeah?
but how much of it is based on documented facts? Because I know you've done several years of research.
Yes, 3 years of research. I think it's more or less 85 to 90% facts and only 10 to 15% fiction. I use fiction to solve the final mystery of this supper, because I wanted to understand why Leonardo portrayed those men without halos, why there is no Eucharist bread, why there is no lamb, no meat on the table. This is quite unusual also. And I find an answer for all those mysteries. In that time, the last Cathars, it's a kind of heretical movement, a Christian heretical movement, the last Cathars were living near Milan. And the Cathars rejected the Eucharist. They believed that Jesus was a man and just a man, just as Leonardo painted here. And also, for example, they rejected the cross as a symbol for the Christian faith. And Leonardo never painted a single cross in his life. There is no a single painting from Leonardo with the crucifixion scene. This is quite incredible.
Now, why does the disciple Peter, who was one of Jesus' favorites, why is he holding a dagger, do you think?
Oh, that's this is very interesting. When Leonardo da Vinci decided to paint The Last Supper, he was creating probably the biggest riddle of the entire history of art, because Jesus is announcing to the 12 disciples, one of you will betray me. And as a weaver, you have to find the traitor. Before Leonardo, finding Judas was always very easy, because he was the only one in the other side of the table. without halo, so it was very easy. But here you have all the disciples together behind the table, so you have to find the traitor. And the first idea that comes to mind is that the traitor is that guy with a knife in his back, who is threatening also another disciple with the other hand. He's putting the hand on the neck. But this guy is not Judas, it's Peter. So Leonardo is suggesting that Peter is the real traitor to the message of Christ. Could be a more heretical idea?
Yeah. No, I think that. Now, you write in the book that Da Vinci was among the supporters of a plan to transform Milan into an Athens.
Yeah, that was a very romantic idea that was born from Beatrice d'Este, the wife of the ruler of Milan, the wife of Ludovico Sforza, the Duke of Milan. And they wanted to create a new Athens and to avoid Christianism. They wanted to push out all the Christians.
Why was that so radical an idea at this?
Oh, probably because the Duke of Milan was the worst enemy of the Pope of that time. The Duke of Milan wanted the Pope forget the politics. In that time, the Pope was like a king, you know. He has their own army, their own political ideas, and the Duke of Milan wanted that the Pope only takes care of spiritual matters. And there was almost a war, an ideological war between both.
Yeah. Does it bother you that your book, The Secret Supper, is being compared to the Da Vinci Code?
Oh, at all. Da Vinci Code is a contemporary thriller set in nowadays, with Leonardo as a cultural reference in the book. In my book, it's like a ticket to a time travel back to 15th century Italy, where you can meet personally Leonardo da Vinci that is still alive in my book. So are quite different.
Has anyone from the Roman Catholic Church commented on this book?
No, not yet. And I think this is because my book put in question the faith of Leonardo, not the reader's faith.
Okay. All right, Javier Sierra. The book is called The Secret Supper, and you'll enjoy it. As I said, if you like the Da Vinci Code, you will love this book. Thank you, Javier. Nice to meet you.